you ready? Are you ready? Let's go!
Do you have absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for?
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the Unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes.
Do you think that worked?
Why Wednesday? We started one here from Vanessa. The question that Belle was asking for about the why. But first, Gina, let's see what amazing guests that we have here today.
We have Jennifer King, mother of 5, Sean, wife of 1 for 25 years.
That's it?
Wife of 1. Yes, not 25, not 5.
Okay,
wife of 1.
I'm a 5. I get it. Okay, let's go.
Lived and thrived through like varying real estate cycles for 21 years. 30 million in sales volume annually, Sean, helping 100 to 180 households all over, creating a life she loves. Welcome, welcome, Jennifer King to The Real Raw.
Hey, Jennifer, how are you?
I am doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. And by the way, everybody feel free to unmute so we can like roll together, share energy together, unless you're like on a lawnmower or perhaps in a
like. I think there's like 3 people on lawnmowers. I think one is on a riding unicorn. One of them is on a mechanical horse. It's a crazy day, Sean.
Setting off fireworks over here on that one. Yeah.
Every other day. Amazing, Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer, congratulations on all your success. And what is your fun fact?
My fun fact is I was raised Mennonite here in southeastern Pennsylvania. My husband was raised Amish, and here we are.
Nice.
Wow.
You guys like make really good pretzels?
We can. Actually worked for Ann Byler, and I actually lived with her and her husband when they had 38 stores when I started.
Look at this. I know these things.
Wow.
I love this area of the world, and you're amazing.
Okay.
So welcome. Congratulations. And thank you so much for being here, Jennifer.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. By the way,
Sean is a professional, you're a professional pretzel aficionado.
I have a Bella Verita though, Jennifer. I am a fan of your incredible pretzels from your area of the world, but Bella Verita prefers Wawa pretzels.
My God. Don't even, Sean. Don't even put me with Wawa. These pretzels, you guys, are like cardboard pretzels. They're not even real pretzels. Like Sean thinks they're like some sort of special pretzel. They're not. They're like cardboard. But if you enjoy cardboard, you might as well stop at Wawa and have a pretzel.
Well, Jennifer, thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
All right, Gina, we got Jennifer and we got
Rolling with Jennifer, we have Mr. Richard Harmon.
No way. Hey, Sean.
Richard, what's going on, man?
How are you?
I'm great. You have been missed.
Oh my! You know, we might rejoin Platinum Fall. We're thinking about it.
That would be extraordinary.
Back in person again.
Rejoin now and like come to Costa Rica and let's hang out. Although you don't need Costa Rica because you live in an insane, beautiful place in Puerto Rico. But before we get to that, Gina, who is this man?
Well, he's a managing director at CSG Partners, the nation's leading ESOP investment bank. He's inspiring business owners all over to sell portions of their businesses to retirement trust that benefits employees. Completed over $1 billion in transactions and is a 4 times Deal of the Year award winner, among so much more. Shall I go on, Sean? Do you want me to,
And just to say, Richard, and yeah, I do want a little bit more, but to just distinguish between $1 million and $1 billion, you kind of folks out there, how long ago, Richard, are you familiar with this little dynamic from our friend Tony? How long ago was how long ago was 1 million seconds ago? Are you familiar with this, Richard, or no?
1 million seconds, I think, was 12 years ago. Am I right? I don't know.
No, I think 1 million seconds was 13 days ago.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm way off.
1 million seconds is 13 days ago. And do you know how long 1 billion seconds ago was?
No. I mean, I could guess.
32 years ago.
All right. I would have gotten that one, actually.
wow.
So the difference between 1 million and 1 billion, this dude did $1 billion, right? 1 million is 13 days ago. And Bella Verita, 1 billion is 32 years ago, which I think is like your age, Bella, correct?
Very good.
So Gina, let's keep rolling.
Made my favorite list today.
So Gina, what's happening? So Bella's like 1 billion seconds old. And yes. So who is Richard? Final.
Oh, he is an experienced CPA, CFO, as an entrepreneur, helps infuse his advisory work with unique business insights, founder and former CEO of Back Office Support Services. He's, a Tony Robbins Platinum partner, speaks on Tony Robbins stages, I believe, correct?
Yep.
Yes. So amongst a lot more.
Yeah, Richard.
Welcome, Richard Harmon.
A beast. Living in one of the world's tax havens in Puerto Rico. Find suitcases to put his cash in. I'm kidding. Richard, what is your fun fact, my friend?
Well, one of the fun facts is we moved down to Puerto Rico at the end of 19, right before the pandemic. We were going to split our time between New York and Puerto Rico, and we just stayed there. We're in New York today, though, which is it's wonderful to be back in the city. And the real fun fact is I'm still a pretty good trumpet player. Started playing when I was about 10 years old. Still play pretty good trumpet.
Yeah, amazing. So wait, you're back in New York?
Back in New York. We're in New York for till the 24th.
Oh my goodness. This is amazing, man. So Richard, thank you for being here today. It is wonderful to always connect.
You can't think
Richard, I heard Bruce Springsteen might be looking for a trumpet player. I'm just saying, I'm not sure.
Thanks to one of the other platinum partners, I got to lift him over my head. Anyway, that's a whole separate story. When he falls back on stage him over your head to get him back. I got to do that about 5 years ago.
Amazing. How did that happen? Please.
So I got back. I was in it's probably more fun facts, but I was in India at a retreat. I got back the next day, and one of the other platinum partners goes, "Hey, you want to go see Springsteen?" Another one of our friends who used to run Ticketmaster in Australia has tickets, and he's in the pit. So I went down and I met with him, and this particular platinum partner would go to every single, it was the River Dance Tour or something like that, every single concert, every single night, wherever they were. And he's part of this small group that just entourages around. And at some point, Springsteen ends up walking around the pit to the back of it, and then he falls backwards. And then everybody just kind of lifts him back across a sea of about 50 yards to get him back on stage. And I got some great pictures. I had to put my phone down because he came right over my head. And
that's a shame. Is it okay to share who that amazing plat is?
His name was James. I can't remember his last name. I'm so sorry. I'd only met him.
That's awesome. And Springsteen on Broadway is coming back.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And he's relaunching like end of June, I think.
Yeah.
maybe end of July. It's like coming end of June. It's like it's reopening. It's crazy. And you want to hear another fun fact, Richard, and everybody?
Yeah.
But do you promise you won't tell anybody?
Okay.
The guy you're talking about may or may not have been. I got John Kelly like going behind me on his camera and doing all kinds of crazy things. Yeah. So yes. So sorry guys. So may or may not have been working on making friends with Gina Ricci at her beach club. And let her define what making friends means. That Richard, for story for a different day. So congratulations on being here and having lifted the boss up.
I got to see him this last little piece back in about '83. I was in business management in Los Angeles and entertainment. So our clients were Spielberg and Springsteen and Streisand, and he was just coming up back then, right? And he's sitting next to me, and I don't know who he is. I'm doing his manager's tax returns. It's still John Landau, still his manager.
Oh my God, you know John Landau?
No, I don't know him. I was the guy. I had all these great clients, and like the Eagles, I would sit in the back room and do all their taxes, right? That was my job. So I never got face contact except for Springsteen standing 2 feet from me until I got to, move him across the stage.
All right, so you know Jonathan Cohen, right?
Do I know who?
Jonathan Cohen.
Yes, I know Jonathan Cohen.
Okay.
Very well.
Yeah. So Jonathan, so John Landau said there's a famous quote that resulted in Bruce Springsteen being on the cover of Time and Life magazine in the same year. He's the first person in history to be on the cover of Time and Life. And John Landau said, after seeing Bruce Springsteen in 1974 at Harvard, said, "I've seen the future of rock and roll, and its name is Bruce Springsteen." Right?
That's amazing.
Yeah. Jonathan Cohen posted about 2.5 years ago, which was very kind. He knew what a big Bruce fan I was. After I did an event, Jonathan Cohen said, "I've seen the future of communication, and its name is Sean Callagy."
I love that. And also, by the way, I was at your Christmas party, the last one you had, which was about the equivalent of 10 weddings going on simultaneously in one room with like well north of 1,000 people. And you had the most amazing Springsteen cover band who played, I don't know how many people on the call have seen Spinal Tap, but they had special amps that went to 11. These guys played at 11 all night long. So that was quite a show. That was quite an experience.
And forgive us, everybody, for our digression. Richard, love everybody here. And Richard has done some extraordinary things in the Tony Robbins world, et cetera. He creates so many opportunities for companies, helps companies sell to their employees, ESOP their company, and yeah, just extraordinary. So Richard, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Sean. Wonderful.
Thank you. Nina, we got old friends, we got new friends, and we got some judges. What do we got?
Coming from Montreal with this beautiful accent, Miss Vanessa Henry. Oh, I didn't do that justice. Vanessa, specializing in data protection and information security law, advising organizations on operationalization of related concepts like privacy and security by design. She's a certified protection officer. Welcome, Vanessa, to the Real Raw.
Thank you.
How are you, Vanessa?
Sorry, I didn't hear you. I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing great. And I think Bella, before I rudely interrupted earlier and went live, was asking you why you do what you do. So why do you do what you do?
Yeah, well, my practice is really with, I'm a lawyer, so my practice is with startups. And for a very long time, I was working with multinational on data governance, cybersecurity, and I wanted to have the maximum point of impact. I wanted to speak to the next CEO of the next big tech company and tell him, this is the world I want my kids to live in. This is what I'm expecting of the next companies that's going to come around with the experience that we have today with technology. And today that's a very for me it's a very rewarding practice because I'd like to see that I think I learn more than I teach. There's always somebody every day teaching me about a new technology I didn't even know was a word. So I heard about Li-Fi, which apparently is another thing after Wi-Fi that I wasn't even aware of. So every client come in and is like, I have this crazy idea, and I feel like I'm starting new business and new crazy ideas every day, and I get to follow them, see them grow, often way after the founder's gone. So the why is like having a lot of babies that don't need so much of your time. So it's amazing. You don't need to change their diapers, but you see them grow, and the idea is that it's a digital future we've seen in this year, and we have to be careful where we put our kids into.
Amen to that. As a father of 4, couldn't agree more. And P.S. Vanessa, do you? And I never do this normally because people are like no, and I don't like breaking rapport by saying no, but I got to do it. Do you know an attorney in Montreal that's involved in the innovation law space named Fred Pinto Law, Pinto? Ring any bells or no?
Sounds familiar. So maybe somebody more on the IP side, but it's a vibrant community in Montreal. I would say everybody has startup and innovation in their mouth. It's been a month of a lot of growth around this AI. So it's a very, very dynamic market with a lot of lawyers in the field. So definitely wouldn't be surprised.
Awesome. Well, plenty to talk about. We have a partnership. I am an attorney. Well, I'm not an attorney. I own a law firm. I do have a law license. I just don't define myself as an attorney, but other people might say, yes, Sean's an attorney. And we have a partnership with Fred. So lots to talk about. Welcome to the party. Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Gina, amazing group of people. So who else we have?
Oh, yes. We have this man, he hosts the hottest meetup group in Detroit. He was a college basketball player, paid off college debt by wholesaling real estate, and is a real estate investing rock star, flipping, wholesaling, and owning rentals in Detroit. Mr. Jamil Strickland, welcome to The Real Raw.
Hey, thanks.
The greatest thing to come out of Detroit since Kid Rock. What's going on, Jamil?
That's a heck of that's how that whole thing made me feel right there. I'm not gonna lie, Gene. I need to like bring you in I just like have you come to our events, man. That was amazing. But no, I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic.
Bella Verita might have gambled in Las Vegas with Kid Rock. Like that may have happened. So yes, and said he was a very nice and respectful guy, contrary to perhaps what might think. But Jamil, fun fact besides that you're from like the city of rock and rock starness, an amazing place. So what's your fun fact?
Maybe I got married last year, so newlywed last year in October. So that's a fun fact for me.
Congratulations.
I appreciate that.
And are you still married?
Yes, absolutely. yes. October to here, we got a good 8 months in. So we're working. I didn't get the full year like the other person, but I'm 8 months in now. So
congratulations, Jamil. I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. And where'd you play college basketball, by the way?
Michigan.
Oh, big time. Wolverines. I mean, that like for these fine folks, that's as big time gets. What if I could ask, what year did you graduate?
2016. So it's we have Michigan is it's a huge school. Michigan State. I'm sure you guys know. So they have. I actually got a scholarship, and I took the scholarship because they pay for a lot of school, not all of it, but most of it, for Michigan Dearborn, which is in Ann Arbor and the Dearborn campus. So we Division II. So it was a fun time. So it was a great. But I graduated 2016 economics. Yeah.
Very cool. Congratulations. And what was your mascot name for Michigan Dearborn? Like what?
It's the Wolves.
Nice.
Yep, Wolves. Yep.
Yeah, very cool. Well, I really appreciate being here.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Gina, who else we got?
This man has a big heart for service, Sean, community development, high net academy, virtual institution offering live instructor-led courses for investing in the stock market, real estate, and business, managing partner and founder of TG Capital Partners, LLC. Welcome, Kevin Thompson. Oh, wait a minute. Capital commitments of over 40 billion. Welcome, Kevin Thompson, to The Real Raw.
Billion, 40 times 32 years. That's like 1,200 years or something like that. Somewhere in that vicinity. So what's happening, Kevin?
How are you, Sean? All is well. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Thank you for being here today. And what's your fun fact?
My fun fact, I play 9 different instruments very well.
Wow.
Do them all under 10 seconds.
And I once wanted to go to school to do film composition, but I come from a Caribbean background, and you either be a lawyer, a doctor, or an engineer. And my parents didn't want to sign the paperwork to go to school, even though I had a full scholarship. And I ended up going to school for engineering, dropped out, became a Wall Street stockbroker, and here we are. That's there's more to the story.
We may have just. Did you ever see the movie Molly's Game, the poker game, but the one we saw?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it. I've always wanted to watch it, but I've never seen it.
Okay, so I won't ruin the punchline, but maybe there might be a scene in the movie, Kevin, where the judge is doing a sentencing for somebody and says, I have a little trouble with this case because I think that even though you ran an illegal casino, that we were right down the block from Wall Street, and maybe by noon today,
right,
everybody that works there will have committed more crimes than you did in your entire life. I'm just having fun, Kevin. But how was your Wall Street experience?
That's very accurate. My Wall Street experience was like the Boiler Room, if you've ever seen that movie. I definitely worked for a chop shop. I started with a company. I'm not going to name the company because just in case they're watching. But, they were out in Long Island, Bethpage, and I used to take 2 trains and a bus and a cab to get there at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was determined to be a millionaire because that's what the ad said.
Yeah.
And it was quite an experience. You go there and it's loud. There's like 100 guys and maybe 2 females on the floor, and everybody's yelling, and it's just pandemonium. And then there's like this big number board, and you're like, what's going on here? Like, oh, that's how much people earn. I'm like, wow, they made that for the year. They're like, no, that's for the month. And I see 3 million at the top. And I'm like, you know what? I can get with this. I think I can do this. But needless to say, it was really interesting because my trainer actually trained with Jordan Belfort, the infamous Wolf of Wall. So he taught us the Jordan Belfort style of selling, which is very aggressive. And then, they made us stand. So we had to make 500 calls a day. You needed 20 qualified leads to not get fired. And I wanted to sit and I didn't want to get fired. So I got real good real quick. I was sitting by 10 a.m. Let's just say I got real good. And I didn't want to get sent home. So that was quite an experience. And it really brought a part of me that I never even knew I had. I had no interest in business. No, my father was an entrepreneur, but I had no interest in business. I loved music. It was like my passion. And then somehow it just found me here. And I loved it because it propelled my career into things that I never thought I'd be, in, and now I can help people and teach them things. But I still love music. It's still a great part of my life, so yeah.
And what are you doing now?
What am I doing now? I'm managing partner of TG Capital Partners. So we primarily are capital acquisition and advisory. We were working a lot more with more high net individuals and helping them place their capital. It was started to be a wealth management firm when I left banking back in 2013. But all my clients told me they didn't want to do that anymore. They wanted something different. And so I just kind of called within my network to see if I can fund deals. And so we started funding different projects. It was industry agnostic. It was real estate, energy. Didn't really matter the sector, but we provided all the financial due diligence. We would review all the financial records. I have partners who were attorneys, capital market attorneys, and other sorts, and they were there too. So we were really be able to kind of like provide that inner or insular like layer of investment services where you wouldn't have to hire analysts to kind of do all this research. So we kind of provided and packaged those deals for them, and they became partners with us to fund these deals. This is where the capital commitments of 40 billion came, because we eventually grew such a large network of investors. Our commitments, when we looked and we took a tally, we were like, wow, we have guys who committed, hey, whatever you guys do, we'll do 100 million, we'll do 1 billion, we'll do 2 billion, and collectively it grew to like $40 billion in commitments. And so we were able to fund some really interesting things.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where in the Caribbean are you from?
Grenada.
No way! Like Barbados, there was almost like a Grenada-Barbados war at some point. Was
No, I don't know. Grenada. It was Grenada back in the 80s. Ronald Reagan and
My dad and stepmom got married on Barbados, and there was all kinds of crazy stuff that was going on at that time.
Close. They're like 150 miles north of us, so yeah, they're pretty.
I actually swam there one time, but it's a story for a different day from Barbados. Yeah. I'm joking. So Kevin, appreciate you very much.
Sure.
And we do crazy things in the ocean. That's a story for you. Gina almost drowned.
You do crazy things in the ocean and just drag the rest of us with you. Let's be clear on that.
Let's go, I say.
Yes. We literally almost caused the death of both. But Gina, who else we got?
true. Holy rock stars today, Sean, from New York. Seema Rambaran, founder and creator of Laudio, a service that turns legal opinions into audio files for LAG students.
Ooh.
Yes, LAC students. That must be, it's an attorney term, right? Okay. To listen to when they're working out, when they're driving, meal prepping, whatever, walking their dogs. How cool is that? She's a mentor to law students across the states, contributing to her alma mater, Hofstra Law. She's a commercial litigation, a rock star attorney from Long Island, New York. Welcome, Seema, to The Real Raw.
Thank you, Christina.
Big stuff going on. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks, Sean. And it's law students. I think maybe I wrote that wrong for you when I sent it over.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
That's a term.
You don't roll around with like some of Kevin's former chop shop buddies from Long Island, do you, by any chance?
Well, that's what I was wondering when he said that he worked at a chop shop. I represented a securities broker dealer from Long Island for about 3 or 4 years before I came over to this other firm. So I'm wondering if it's the same place.
So what is your fun fact?
Okay, so my fun fact is I'm going to give you kind of like a shady one and another one that's, better. One, I was attacked by a homeless woman in the New York City Public Library, and I live to tell about it.
Wow.
Oh,
yep.
Thank goodness.
And the other one is that, like Kevin, my family's from the Caribbean also. My parents are Guyanese, and I went to Guyana for 3 years and decided to, contribute my time to their government. And I helped them set up what's the equivalent of our US FTC there.
Wow, that's amazing. So you're like rock stars all over the place. And again, I'm not saying this facetiously, this is a horrible tragedy, but that's also where the Jim Jones incident occurred. Is that correct or not correct?
That's right. That's what everyone knows about Guyana. That's where Jim Jones, made it his home for a while.
Yeah, and of course, I don't mean to insinuate in any way that that's the identity of that beautiful place in the world, but just was asking if that, because it was ringing a bell, and I just want to make sure that was correct.
Yeah.
Interesting point of intersection, talking about chop shops and crazy people. I had the unique privilege of turning in one of Bella's neighbors in Fort Lauderdale as the largest Ponzi schemer of the history of Florida. Scott Rothstein raised $1 billion for his Ponzi scheme, owned a law firm, Rothstein, Rosenfeld, Adler. I went down with the former head of white collar crimes for the FBI. And because of the stuff we're going to have fun with on Unpack today, that dude said to my client, yes, invest the $8 million. I said, are you people nuts? And I was the first person to report him to the FBI. And he is now doing 45 years in federal prison because his entire law firm, entire structure, as outlined in the MSNBC American Greed episode, was in fact a Ponzi scheme. So that is
I'm pretty sure that I've seen that episode because I love American Greed. So congrats.
Thank you. I sat in his office for 4 hours and he told me he was going to ruin and destroy my career. Nobody would ever work with me. To John McCain and George Bush and Dan Marino and Alonzo Mourning. There are pictures of him and every athlete imaginable and politician on his wall and nobody else. Like him and somebody, him and somebody, him and somebody. If we look up the definition of narcissism, there would be a beautiful picture of his wall. So thank you for being with us today. And then we have the influence sorceress. There's a lot going on today. She started.
There's a lot happening today.
Selling crafts on her front lawn as a tot, progressed to being a 7-figure earner in the space of network marketing, went on to be the number 1, not number 2, 3, or 4, number 1 business broker in the state of Nevada. And now she is the chief influence queen, princess, heart-centered, lightning bolt throwing sorceress of influence in all things in the space of aligned talent, helping businesses find talent to recruit, grow, scale. Bella Verita, how the heck are you doing today? And what is your fun fact?
I am doing extraordinary today, Sean Callagy. It is Why Wednesday. It's been a fantastic day, and I'm excited to be here on The Real Raw. And I think my fun fact is I sell humans for a living.
Not that.
What do you do?
As a recruiter, I basically, sell human beings for a living.
Yes.
As the number 1 recruiting agency for business development and sales talent, I sell human beings for a living. but they help people make a lot of freaking money. So
Yes,
yeah.
and they're happy, and they are wonderful, and value is added, and you're not kidnapping anybody or doing anything bad.
No, nobody is being kidnapped. Everybody is sold on their, free will. And, like 80% of the people that we place are still in their jobs a year later. So I think we do. We are the most heart-centered human selling business on the planet.
Yes, that is absolutely wonderful. And you may or may not have gotten a $5,000 tip from a movie star at one point in Las Vegas. Is that true?
Yes, and he may or may not have also been, one of the people in Molly's game. So,
Yes, very, very true. So amazing day. Gina, thank you for launching us. We're going to get this thing rolling because we have Jennifer and Richard ready to go. So Gina.
All right, well, buckle up. Yes. Ciao, everyone. Thank you. Bye, Sean. Bye to you.
Bella, who is going first today?
Well, I think Jennifer is out for a moment, so I'm going to go with Richard.
So Richard, Bella will be anybody that you want her to be. I think you know how this game is played. It's hello to yes. Who would you like Bella to be?
This is great. I want Bella to be the head of a huge staffing firm.
Ooh, let's do this thing, Bella. Take us in.
Hello, Richard. It's Bella Verita. How are you?
Hi, Bella. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you as well. I've been looking forward to this call.
Well, so great that our friends could connect us and tell me about your business. I mean, I understand you've just exceeded $100 million in revenue. Is that true? How many placements are you making a year? How many people do you have out there?
You know what, Richard? I'm so grateful that you asked, and I don't know what our exact numbers are, but we have committed ourselves to 500 placements a month to be able to help people find their dream jobs, and it is quite rewarding when an applicant gets accepted for a job that they really want.
So these are all full-time permanent jobs, and you're getting paid fees to find them a new home.
Yeah, most of them. Like sometimes some of them are part-time, but we mostly staff full-time sales professionals and business development. We've worked in the space of SaaS product. We've even helped some like healthcare businesses find business development people, attorneys' offices, things like that.
Do you do anything where they're like temp to perm, or they're just contractors on for you, where you're billing the company for them hourly?
We don't. When I first started the agency, we did, but our sweet spot is really finding people homes.
Great. So now, just if you don't mind me asking, how many employees do you have that are helping you do those 500 placements a month? How many are on the home office?
We have anywhere from like 10 to 15. Great.
That's an amazing turnaround. So what I do is I'm an ESOP investment banker. So what does that mean? It means instead of inspiring owners to sell to private equity or third party, I inspire the owner to sell part or all of their business to a retirement trust for their employees.
Ooh.
And what's happened over the years, there was this gentleman, Louis Kelso, in the 50s, and he said, America's a capitalist society. He actually wrote a book called The Capitalist Manifesto as a rejoinder to the Communist Manifesto. And he said, how do we inspire, America's capitalist society? How do we create more capitalists? 1%, even in the 50s, owns 99% of everything. And he came up with this thing called an employee stock ownership plan. And in 74, he got it enshrined in law as part of ERISA, which created IRAs and 401ks and other retirement plans. And so what they did is they said, if we can inspire an owner to share equity with the employees, we're going to create more capitalists. It's going to be a better U.S. for everyone. And so since Congress has kept loading up benefits to inspire you, Bella, to share some of your equity with your employees. You get to sell 30% or more of the company, defer all your capital gains. Your organization can actually become 100% tax-free in perpetuity. And you're going to create this benefit for your team that'll get allocated over a long period of time, and they'll end up having 3 to 4 times what they would otherwise. Are you interested in learning anything about that
I would
process?
love to. That sounds amazing.
So we call ESOPs a tax enhanced leverage buyout of your own business.
So Richard, I'm gonna have another call I need to take, but I would love to schedule a longer meeting to see what this all looks like.
Would love to do that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Richard.
Yeah, and Bella,
Thank you, Bella.
yeah, you have a quick call. It's from somebody that wants to bring you suitcases full of cash to have you do something in Puerto Rico. I don't know. Richard might be able to help you guys. So yeah, please take that call, please, Bella.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
All right, amazing. Richard, great job, man.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean. I know how great the people are on the show, and I also know that even when somebody falls on their face, you're very kind.
No.
That was phenomenal.
Thank you. Yeah, Richard's been tuning in since the early days and caught an episode that was the craziest episode that we ever had. And we'll talk about that more if we have a little bit of time later, but the craziest episode ever. So is Jennifer back, Bella?
Yes, Jennifer is back.
Okay, extraordinary. So let's do it.
Hi, Jennifer. Who would you like for me to be?
Brand new here, so you're going to have to help me out.
Yeah, so you can set up any scenario that you would like. I can be anyone that you want me to be. Just a yes, make it a significant yes that you are seeking in the world, and you have approximately 3 minutes. And typically, it's just to schedule a longer meeting, but for a yes that you're, a significant yes that you're seeking in the world.
That would be home sellers, residential in southeastern PA.
Perfect.
All right, let's do it. Take us in, Bella.
Hi, Jennifer. This is Bella.
Hi, Bella. It's so nice to finally talk to you.
It is fantastic to speak with you as well. I've heard a lot about you.
Thank you.
Did you have questions for me, or?
Yeah, I just wanted to find out, first of all, how did you find me?
I think we were introduced by my good friend Sean Callagy.
Oh, yeah, I know Sean. What a great guy. Any friend of his is definitely a friend of mine. So yeah, thanks so much for making the connection.
That's kind of scary, Jennifer, but we'll go with it.
So what's your plans? Where are you headed?
I'm not really sure. The kids are gonna be, off to college soon. We're gonna be some empty nesters and just kind of, looking to see what is next.
Yeah, totally get it. Totally get it. What's your timing like?
I mean, the last one just graduated, and they sometimes they go off and they're like kind of like boomerangs. Somehow they end up coming back. I don't know how that happens. But we're looking to downsize a little bit to give them less incentive to come back and go out and make it on their own.
Yep, 100%. We help clients with that all of the time. Totally get it. So what are you looking for when you downsize?
I had a friend of mine who turned her kid's bedroom into her shoe closet just to make sure that she would not come back home after school.
Absolutely. Permanent shelving. That's the solution.
Yep.
Oh gosh. So what are you looking for when you downsize?
Would definitely like to find something, on the water, maybe even something kind of in a country club area that has, a rec center and, activities and things like that. We're not quite ready to move into a retirement community yet, but, something that, does have community, does have the rec center. I can play tennis, those sort of things.
Yeah. So are you looking to stay in the area? Or are you thinking about moving out of the area?
I'm open.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. So I would love to just meet with you. One of my favorite things to do is meeting with clients in advance of their move. That way we can take a look through your property, make suggestions to, maximize your proceeds when you make your exit from that property. Just to give you ideas, one of the things that I don't like is going out and meeting with people and they've spent all this money and invested it in ways that they're not going to get a great return. So I'd love to meet with you even early in the process here. It'd be great to just take a quick look through, answer any questions that you have, and then kind of develop a plan from there. How does that sound?
That sounds amazing, Jennifer. Thank you so much.
Fabulous. So is this week or next week better for you?
Let's do next week.
Perfect. What days?
Wednesday at 3:00. How does that sound?
Wednesday at 3 actually looks great for me. So I'd love to see you then. Will your husband be there as well?
It's possible. I don't know. He usually lets me make all the decisions on the
No worries. No worries. I hear that often. So yeah, I would love to meet you Wednesday at 3. I'll send over a confirmation and look forward to seeing you then.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Excellent job, Jennifer. How did that feel for you?
Normal.
I have interesting thoughts about normal. We'll come back to normal in a little bit. So, Bella.
I don't think you're any expert on normal, Sean.
Yes.
You're an expert in a lot of areas. Normal, I'm not so sure.
Yes. What did you say, Richard?
Expert on extraordinary.
Oh, thank
There
you.
you go.
So excellent. So let's go to see what the judges have to say for starters. And let's start this with Vanessa. If you wouldn't mind giving 30 seconds of feedback to Richard on what worked, what could be optimized, and then a score on a scale of 1 to 10. Please, Vanessa, take us in.
For sure. So, Richard, I really like that you took the time to understand the company before you knew you were going there, asking about a company with a lot of employees. I personally start running the moment I hear anything about finance. I find it's all a number of letters and it doesn't make sense to me. I think if you start the conversation with saying, so you care about your employees, and hang up to that because a company who cares about the employees will want to go through that retirement fund, you could get a hook around a common value and then make the difficult content go through better after.
Love that, Vanessa. Thank you.
And your score for him is?
7 on 10.
There you go.
Thank you, Vanessa. Excellent. Kevin, what'd you have for Richard, please?
Richard, I agree with the last judge. You definitely did a great job just kind of identifying what they love and their interests. I love the fact that you didn't rush it. You know, it felt real relaxed and it felt like a good conversation that led into the explanation of the ESOP, which can be difficult. But I love that you brought that narrative about the book, and a lot of people that know about it. It's a really great place. So it gives reference. So even if you don't continue the conversation, they can at least go back and look into it and say, oh, this is what, you know, Richard was talking about. This sounds pretty good. Maybe I should call him back. And I think that was a really good job. I don't really have anything on the do better part. I think you did a great job. I'll give you a 9, in my opinion.
Nice.
Excellent job. Thank you. Kevin, Jamil, please, what'd you have for Jennifer?
Yeah, for Jennifer, correct?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I definitely like, you could just tell Jennifer's experience in this, right? Just flows good. Her cadence is very well, right? She knows when to get high, when to get low on certain things. I just loved her cadence, her pace, just a call. Also, she knows like when to laugh and be fun. So I thought that was great. So I really like that part. I think the only feedback I have is maybe digging deep on some of the things that she can maybe have a similar commonality for. I think she said, hey, my kids are going to college. Oh, what college? You know, kind of going into like that, maybe to dig into a commonality. And she might have said North Carolina State. And my son or my nephew went to North Carolina State. And you kind of just build something there. Or maybe the part with empty nesters, you know, are they both retired? Just kind of getting to maybe more of a personal draw to make it a little bit less business. A little bit more.
And your score for Jennifer is?
Probably a good 8.5 out of 10.
Nice. Thank you, Jamil. And
Super good job.
Yeah, Sina, please, what'd you have for Jennifer?
So Jennifer, I'd start with my score. I think definitely an 8.5. She, you know, did a great job building rapport with Bella Vita. I also think that, you know, she let Bella Vita do all the talking, which was great, right? Sucking out all that information, you know, gathering all the facts that she needs to kind of move it to the next step. I thought that was really good. So, and you know, everything Jamil said, she's got a great personality, very friendly. She has a nice way of speaking. She's not overly aggressive. So I think overall, she did an amazing job.
Awesome.
And your score for her is?
8.5 also.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome job. Seema, Bella, are you ready to have some more fun?
No, I'm out of fun today. I'm ready to just, you know, maybe take a nap and you know, no, I don't want to have any more fun. Thanks for asking. Let's have some fun, Sean Callagy. Like, are we talking about like surfing and hurricanes fun? Like that kind of fun? Like drinking at the bar, like taking shots? What kind of fun are we talking?
Yeah, I think like surfing and hurricane fun is more my style. Yes. So Richard, are you ready to have some more fun, my friend?
I'm ready.
All right, so here we go. So I'm putting a number between 1 and 10 underneath the table. Richard, what do you think that number is?
I think it's a 9.
Okay. Jennifer, what do you think the number is?
7.
Okay. Seema, what do you think the number is?
8.
Jamil, what do you think that number is?
2.
Ooh, interesting. Kevin, what do you think that number is? Do we have Kevin?
Oh, I said I'm feeling 7. It rhymes with Kevin.
7, awesome. Okay. And how about Vanessa? What do you think that number is coming from north of the border of the US?
I'll go with 6.
6. We have a winner in Jamil. It is 4. Is Price of Right rules. He is the lowest bidder. So, Jamil, here's the deal. You have the option of putting me onto the hot seat or putting me on the spot or passing that scenario off to somebody else. So I have to be the person to go from hello to yes now, like Richard and Jennifer just did. And you can make up any scenario. I've been the president of the United States. I've been President Biden. I've been President Trump, having influenced Congress and different things, to judges in court or lawyers in courtrooms, to orators raising money for charity, to a lemonade salesperson. The only request, Jamil, is you don't stick me into a Long Island chop shop. So this is not like non-integrous yeses. We are not selling swampland in the middle of Puerto Rico. We are selling integrous yeses, my friend. So would you like to set the scenario and put me on the hot seat, or would you like to pass it to one of your new colleagues here on the Real Raw?
I feel like it's only right to have you in the hot seat, so we'll go with that. I will be. Wow, let's do the mayor of Detroit.
Ooh. Okay. And what is the yes that I need to seek? You know.
Yeah, you need to seek to help pass a bill to bring in the technology sector, such as Tesla and Microsoft type companies, into a place like Detroit.
Okay. And who am I speaking to? It would be great.
Oh, I'm sorry. You'll be speaking to me. I'll be the mayor. So I'll be the mayor. I'll be the mayor. And you already made it past everything. And I'm the last person I got to sign off on it.
And I'm from Tesla, or I'm from somebody in government?
Yeah, you'll be from. We'll do a top sales rep from Tesla, or the lead.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, perfect. Okay, so Mayor Jamil, thank you so much for assisting. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to have you here. I heard a lot of good things about the company, so glad we're finally able to speak.
Yeah. So listen, I know you have a 3-minute window to determine if you want to have a longer conversation about this, and I really appreciate your time. Again, Mr. Musk, Elon Musk, is amazingly grateful for the time, and we have some things on our heart for Detroit. But who cares what we think? Please, I want to know what you think. So, in terms of this opportunity, in service of the future of Detroit, what's present for you? What's your heart, your mission? I've studied things that you've shared in your campaigns and some of your very eloquent, heart-centered, passionate speeches for this community. But if you wouldn't mind, sir, could you share just...
Hello?
Uh-oh.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. I think Sean.
Yeah, I think Sean froze.
Sean froze.
They're working on getting him back.
And I could just come up with even a better objection to hopefully shake him up a little bit.
Definitely, you definitely want to hit with all of the objections that you possibly can, because that's where the master skill comes in, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what's that, Vanessa?
A really good example of COVID-19 time trying to do something in 3 minutes. How many times does that happen? Or in the middle of it happened to me in the middle of a contract negotiation. My mouth froze wide open there. Let me tell you, I think I got it because of PD after.
And Jamal, while we're waiting for Sean to come back, why is this an important yes to you?
That's a good question. I mean, I would love for something like this to happen in Detroit, but the objection I'm not going to give it to you guys yet. I think they would say, right, seeing 2 times, but I think Detroit is is a well-known city from Ford Motor Company on down to, to rock, but even in the sense of like, Temptations and Michael Jackson and, all those different things. So we have an extremely rich history, but we're kind of stuck in our ways in the sense of we live maybe a little too much off of it. And so I think we have the talent here. We have the size of people. We're a bigger city compared to most to do something like this. So I think that could really propel Detroit into one of those cities that people would love to visit for more than just a few days to go see a concert. So.
Most definitely. And I love when people choose scenarios that are actually important to them, because that's where really, the hello to yes is demonstrated, and where you can take away the skills and the formula for going from, hello to yes. So
Hello.
there you are.
Sorry, guys. Yes. So let's drop back in. Where did I get cut, Belle?
You basically would just want to start from the beginning.
Yeah, sorry guys. I don't know what happened. I got blown out. There's some weather in the area. So Mayor Jamil, thank you. And I apologize for any technical delays. Can we step back into our 3 minutes, please, sir?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
Yeah. So Mayor Jamil, again, thank you for seeing me. Mr. Musk has shared his gratitude and has sent me his emissary for this conversation. But we're deeply honored to have the time. And I've reviewed your campaign speech.
Yeah.
Sean?
Mayor Jamil, for this city in the short run and the long run.
Sean?
Yes.
You cut out.
This is a very interesting situation. So
right. I think I heard the ending part.
Yeah. So
here's an idea, Jamil. Why don't we? I think Destiny is telling us you have to choose somebody else in the team.
Okay, yeah, that's not a problem. Sean, jumping in, I'll pick Vanessa.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Now we can.
Yep, now I can.
Okay. So again, apologies. So let's try this one more time. Did you hear anything, Bella, or no?
We heard the opening.
Okay. So sharing is, Mayor Jamil, what would it be that would be on your heart, your vision, your mission for this city of Detroit?
Yeah, I mean, one of my things is to bring forth, bring people back into Detroit that's in Michigan, and I think that'll be through jobs. I will be honest with you, Sean. I like Tesla a lot, and to be quite frank, I even own one. But I'm a little skeptical because as you hear, big companies come in, they, a lot of things may happen where it doesn't become Detroit. It doesn't give that old school, the feel of Motown and Kid Rock and the blue collar work. It kind of brings in a different kind of style that we may not be pertaining to. So I'm kind of scared to introduce such a big flamboyant company like Tesla to a rising city like Detroit, But I do like you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, no, thank you, Mayor Jamil. And I'm very present to Roger and me and the story of Flint, Michigan, and some of the dynamics that occurred back in time. And I'm present to dynamics like Newark, New Jersey, where the Prudential Center promised renaissance and dynamics in and around it in the Arts Center. I'm present to Atlantic City, where if you move 2 blocks off of the boardwalk, the revitalization the casinos promised has never been delivered. So we are present to those dynamics. And with respect, Mr. Mayor, if you give us a 30-minute meeting, you will see the difference between what happened in Flint, what happened in Atlantic City, and what has happened in Newark and so many other major cities. We're Tesla, and Elon Musk is going to Mars and colonizing Mars. If we can colonize Mars, Mr. Mayor, we are going to not only bring work to Detroit, but true revitalization. What Mr. Musk and Tesla stand for is dynamic energy, massive revitalization, and we have a plan. and we have structures. And we believe in ecosystem and ecosystem merging. And we want to ecosystem merge with the city of Detroit to create an expansive, dynamic, cultural acceleration consistent with your plans, your thoughts, your energy, the bringing of jobs, the bringing of hope, possibility, acceleration, and all of the things that Tesla and Elon Musk stand for. And if you grant us that 30-minute meeting with respect, I think it's going to blow your mind. So I hope that resonates. If it doesn't, I will pack my things and go home. But what say you, Mr. Mayor?
I mean, 30 minutes won't hurt. Yeah, I mean, let's put some in the calendar here, and let's see what that looks like. Sure.
Yeah. Yep. And my listening of you, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm just going to pre-frame our discussion this way. My listening of you tells me, yeah, nice words. Please tell me at the end of the 30 minutes if you still just feel like nice words or truly are blown away. And if I don't blow you away, I will pack my things and go home. Is that fair?
Yes, that's fair. It doesn't get more fair than that.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Sean.
All right. So Jamil, out of roll, how did that feel for you?
Good. I think you must have some good knowledge about Tesla I don't know about, but I thought you brought it home with just some different words you use as far as attacking the actual problem, which was bringing work in Detroit and revitalizing. So you show how you can do that in a very small, short time. It didn't feel salesy, but I know it was sales, but it didn't feel it. It was conversational, and it gave me hope, and it wasn't even real. I think maybe everybody in here could feel like they got hope from that. So I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I'll give it a 10.5 out of 10. That's okay.
Oh my God. Well, thank you, Jamil. Richard, how'd that feel for you, my friend?
I thought that was amazing. It just even, Sean, you have a big mind and you remember so much. Even recollecting where I served as a judge, probably a year and a half ago, that particular event was extraordinary. I loved how you wove that together. It had emotion, it had connection, it had that idea of, hey, I'm going to bring hope and possibility into your office for half an hour, and I'd be very excited to have that meeting based on how you set that up.
That's awesome. So appreciate that very, very much. And thank you guys for your patience with some of our technical challenges. We've had more than 3,000 fine folks on the Real Raw. I think this is the third time I've ever had a technical challenge and pushing 300 shows now. So thank you for that. Vanessa, thank you for being here today. How was your time with us on the Real Raw?
It was great. I really like to see other professional exchange around this and creating a safe space around doing that. I think it was great. And I really liked, when we put the three sales pitch next to each other, obviously there's some complexity in selling finance. There's some complexity and some ethical complexity too in selling law, but I think it's entirely possible if we can find common values with other people. And you've showed that it's possible to do it in three different ways today. So it was interesting to see. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Vanessa. And what's a big yes, like for you? Everything starts after yes. In our marketing, our selling, our managing, our recruiting, our fundraising. What's a big yes that you're seeking in the world?
The big yes that I'm seeking in the world, that's a very large question, but I think what I'm seeking, the big yes, is for everyone to have the critical thinking to answer that question.
Okay. Well, what's any yes that you're seeking for everybody? Ready? Here's an offer to everyone, is to consider tonight what a big yes you're seeking in the world is, and to be walking around knowing that yes, because things show up differently when we're present to the yeses that we're seeking. And Vanessa, thank you for saying yes today. You are extraordinary, and we appreciate you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Let's go, Jamil. How was your time with us today?
It was something different. I haven't done anything quite like this. I've been in a lot of different things. This is definitely special. So I really enjoyed it. Thanks for being part of it. Let me being a part of this. I'm excited to even connect everybody in here at some point. I want to connect with media, such like that. I think it's an awesome group of people we have. So I'm excited about that. But also a lot of value was given as well. So this is exactly what you expect from something like that, or hope to expect from like this. It was actually better. So fantastic.
Awesome. Appreciate you very, very much. Kevin, how was your time with us today?
My time was wonderful today. I'm really happy I said yes to this. So this was a big yes that I'm happy. That was definitely
well, thank
part
you.
of it. Yeah, and really great job with what you did with the scenario. I love how you brought reference to Newark. Actually, believe it or not, I started the High Net Academy in Newark, and it's fun you mentioned Prudential because I'm looking for them to do a collaborative with my company to sponsor those who cannot afford the program in the communities to at least give them a little bit more PR and a little bit of redemption to their name for what they didn't do. So it's interesting that you mentioned Prudential as I look at them out the window right now from where I sit.
A lot to talk about, my friend. Very impressed by Vanessa, yourself, Jamil, of course, Seema, just Jennifer, Richard, just an incredible group today. So thank you, and look forward to more. And Seema, how was your time with us?
Well, first of all, I'm so grateful to have met you, Sean, and your team and all the other panelists. I think that it's amazing how, and I don't know if this would have happened pre-COVID, but at a time where we can't get out and meet each other, we can, sit in our safe spaces and still meet each other over Zoom and feel connected, feel like we share something and we have a common sense of, our goals and what we expect from our community and from ourselves. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. And also, it's amazing to listen to 3 different scenarios that are all so distinct from 3 people, different backgrounds, and yet still you can see the same principles apply in terms of going from, that intro to yes. And I think that that's really made this time spent here worthwhile.
Well, thank you. And literally, so Seema, beautiful. And yes, COVID, which almost took my mother and my father, they both survived narrowly. But it also, and I know so many people lost people, so I don't minimize that at all when I share. It also gave a lot. I'm blind. My blindness has given a lot and taken a lot. And COVID did create this, and it created so many beautiful things as well. And, we are a live event company that started right before COVID. And this was the time I was a business owner, not operator for my life. I led the life of intentionality. I had financial freedom, thank God. I own a 125 person law firm, coached all my kids' games and teams. And when they were graduating from high school was the time I was going to launch this mission. And then COVID hit right after we did a 1,300 person event to start. It was incredible. We had 1,300 people. We put it together in 45 days, no paid advertising. We were on fire, and here we come. And COVID hits. Now what do we do? And here comes the Real Raw. And we have grown exponentially during COVID, despite no live events through this platform. So thank you for acknowledging and seeing that. And really thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Richard, how was your time with us here, my friend? Again, much gratitude.
Well, I really appreciate it. I mean, hearing Kevin's story, I can't even imagine. I would probably exponentially expand my success making 500 calls in 1 month versus a day. It just, that was mind blowing. And the insights of the whole panelists, all the panelists was just wonderful today. To see your mind articulating around, getting to a yes. So thank you so much. And thank everybody who contributed their time today. And Bella, you're just amazing at this role-playing world.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No, thank you, Richard. You're extraordinary. And Jennifer, thank you so much for being here, for leading us off today, and appreciate you very, very much. And how was your time with us?
It was amazing. Honestly, this is my first exposure to this group and totally enjoyed getting to know the panelists. And I think, totally resonates with me. What you said about the whole COVID thing has been just transformational for myself, my family, my business. And I think, so many people are complaining about it. And at the same time, we really have to look at, there's just so much good that's come out of it. And that's my personal opinion, but, we've had to rethink and recreate our systems and our processes. And, again, just really focusing in on the core relationships. And it was just so fun for me today to hear how all of you handle your objections and your interactions with people. And I do apologize. I would have gone into the whole college discussion about your children, but I was trying to keep it in the 3 minutes. So that would be normal for me to do that. But I loved it. So I'm definitely going to check you guys out further. And I really enjoyed, the couple links that I was sent to check it out to get a feel for what you're doing, and really commend you for getting this started.
Yeah, well, thank you. And I'm going to kick it to final for Bella, but I'm feeling heart-centered, and, we advocate for not hiding, ducking, lying, and all of you have shared so many extraordinary things today. But we do stand in this space that we have unique access to the science of integrous influence at the most accelerated rates. And that's why we've been privileged to break sales records from stages like Tony Robbins, raised $3.4 million in our last 4 speaking engagements for charity that were not charitable events. We outraised New York galas with, centimillionaires with a room of 70 people or a room of 60 people, 80 people at different personal development events during COVID. And there's a science to how that functions and works. And we do not see what we do not see. I have unique privilege of having 2 top 100 national jury verdicts, being only one of 2 people in the country out of 1.2 million attorneys to do that between 2014 and 16. And it's not because I'm smarter. I failed freshman high school geometry for the year. I went to Columbia University and ate lunch by myself for most of the second semester of sophomore year. It's not because I'm a backslapping, gregarious guy. It's because there's a science of integrous influence, what to do with it, and how to get yourself to use it. And that's what we're doing here and taking that to the world. And Bella Rita, you're extraordinary. And Richard said it right. And this show has only hit rocket fuel since your joining. Could not be more grateful for it. And what is your final, my friend?
Yeah, my final is, today definitely was a beautiful, heart-centered experience. And just want to thank everyone for being here. And as a thank you, the team put a gift in the chat for you. So there's a link. You definitely want to click that link, download it, because what Sean demonstrated in regards to Tesla and Mayor Jamal is there is a formula. There is a formula from going from hello to yes to have more time, money, and magic in the world. And so you want to download that PDF, and then one of our teammates is going to reach out to you for a strategy call on how does this all apply to your business? How can you go from hello to yes in your own business and have more time, money, and magic? So you definitely want to take that call. And just thank you all for being.
Yeah, and Bella started out on this very show. And Bella, I think it was a pretty good choice of where you went from there.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's definitely amazing.
Yeah, and Bella had more sales in the month of April than she had all of last year. And she was extraordinary the day we met her and had learned incredible amounts. So sometimes it's like the micro distinctions cause massive acceleration in our money, time, and magic. And Richard, Jennifer, Vanessa, Kevin, Jamil, and Seema, sometimes though, me, you, all of us, we just don't see what we don't see, because Bella, we're all blind.
And just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone.
All right, thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You guys.
You too.
Dreaming about the